Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick video about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 and essentially help or attempt to help to answer whether or not it's worth upgrading to. So you may have noticed I've got a Fold 3 on the left, a Fold 4 on the right. We're trading in both of these. I say that because I'm trading in the Fold 3. It is valued at $800 against my Fold 5 half terabyte in the middle of this shot. And my wife's Fold 4 is valued at $1,000. This is all direct through Samsung. You've got 2 days left to pre-order. It ends on the 11th of August. I'll include a link in the description. Of course, it's an affiliate link. If you use it, you will get an automatic upgrade to a half terabyte on whatever device you choose, whether it's the Fold, Flip, Tab S9, Ultra. I ordered all of them. You'll also get 30% off of Samsung Care Plus, which I absolutely recommend. Both my Fold 3 and 4 ended up having defects that were not of my own doing. And then in addition to that, you're also going to get $50 off, which may be the best reason. I don't know, depending on how you look at it, right? So that's a no-brainer. Link in the description. So 800 trade-in value, 1,000. I would have traded in my Fold 4 too if it wasn't right now in Samsung's possession, and I'm waiting to hear from them on what they plan to do with it. But all the more reason to have Care Plus, because I wouldn't have a phone if I was relying on Samsung. It's been over a week now, I think, roughly a week, and yeah, nothing. And thankfully I have a backup phone, but you could see why it would be good to have Care Plus. The phone would have been replaced. But moving right along, let's talk about real differences. Now, I'll start with the Fold 3. The Fold 3, this is a huge upgrade. Processor, GPU, most importantly, wider front display. We got that with the Fold 4 though, right? You didn't need to wait till the Fold 5. So the fact that they're still valuing this at $800, that should have knocked you off the fence, because you're getting a better front display, but you're also getting one that has 30% better brightness than the Fold 4. So best in the business, both front and interior brightness on this 5th generation Fold. Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 obviously outperforms the Fold 4. So better cameras on this device. I mean, everything is going for it. And then you also have a nearly integrated S Pen. Now with the Fold 3, we got this guy here, which there's nothing wrong with. This is a good S Pen that you can use. But of course, now having a nearly integrated S Pen with the slim S Pen case that Samsung launched this year, I think is a game changer. So if an S Pen integration experience is what you're looking for, a more seamless Note-esque experience, something I've been waiting for with the Fold line, this is where it's at. Now, this segues to the Fold 4 question, because I think I've made it clear, trade that Fold 3 in. I guarantee you next year you are not going to get $800. This is going to drop down to $600 or $650, and that's at best, okay? And after the 11th, it's going to be $600 also, I would guess. Because after the 11th, when pre-orders end here in August, you just aren't going to see that kind of value for that phone. Now with the Fold 4, this is going to hold up for another year. So if you want to stay pat, do it. And this is the beauty of working with Samsung. We like to, stay constant with them, current, because the trade-in values are so high. If they weren't, we wouldn't be in this game that they're playing. But we are, and there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's smart. I think Samsung should keep at it. It's the way to get higher adoption, and I think it's working. So we have a new hinge here, and I didn't really talk a lot about that when comparing to the Fold 3, because, well, that's that's critical. It's a game-changing element of the Fold 5, but in the Fold 4 conversation, it's a bigger deal because there's so little that separates these two phones. The hinge, though, is arguably the biggest difference, as you can see, and that's because here we have the gap we've had every generation of the Fold, and here we have nearly the lack thereof a gap, and this new hinge also is easier to use. When I open the new Fold 5, it's smoother. There's no weird crumpled paper diaper noise, as I call it, like we had with the Fold 4. It just made the noise. You probably didn't hear it. It's very strange. And just it's not smooth through the range. It was much tighter. And look, every time they revamp the hinge, it's about durability. This one was supposed to be more durable. My Fold 4 croaked, likely something to do with the hinge without ever being dropped. The Fold 5, this new hinge just is really smooth through the whole range. So there's something to be said for that. I've already mentioned that the front and interior display 30% brighter. So if you find your Fold 4 to be a bit dim in bright sunlight, then this is probably something you should consider. If you care about that S Pen experience, transitioning from this may be more ergonomic, but a much bigger pain in the butt to travel with. And yes, I am someone that used it in one of these cases, Spigen, the Slim Fit P, Thin Fit P rather, and it was totally doable to pop this in, take it out, but it was a little bit odd. To have something like this is great. So if it's a primary component of your use with the Z Fold 5, or the Fold experience, I should say, with the Fold 4 I meant. With the S Pen, you're going to love having this integrated. It's not as robust as the previous gen, but this still works. So if you want to use this with the Fold 5, go ahead and do that. It's really a matter of personal preference, but I think this is a great progression in the pen experience for the Fold line. So really, same cameras with these two devices, same displays, just brighter on the left. And nothing really changed in terms of quick charging, the rate of charge, wireless charge, all of those elements. The battery is still 4,400 milliamp hours, so we didn't get a bigger battery. Yes, we should see better battery life with the better CPU, and it's optimized to deliver better efficiency per watt. So yes, I'm expecting a better battery life. So far, they seem about the same, so that's not bad. But we'll see over the course of usage. Color scheme also, if that matters to you. The aesthetic, I like the matte finish that they've brought back, which is, I think, the nicest of any generation of the Fold. I got the gray color. You can't see it, but it is really nice. I dig it. That's a Samsung exclusive, another thing you'll only get through Samsung. So just be aware when ordering. But yeah, that rounds it out. I think that the Fold 4 is good enough that there's no real reason the majority of people will have to upgrade other than what I've mentioned. Because again, everything else is the same. It's really just the hinge, which I think is a big deal because it being thinner and lighter than the Fold 4 is a material difference. It's marginal, but it's material. And I can tell you, as much as I enjoyed using this, it is so heavy that it reminds you how important it is for these foldables to be as thin and light as physically possible. So every time they shave even a few grams off of this, that's a big deal. This thing, I would say that the Pixel Fold's biggest deficit against all other folding devices is its weight, really, in a practical sense of usability. So again, this is not a clear upgrade path, in my opinion, and you'll still get probably close to $1,000 for this next year. So if you want to hold off, I don't blame you. But if you got the Fold 3, do yourself a favor and get that $800 value before it is gone. The Fold 5 seems to be excellent, easily the best device on the market here in 2023, and it's going to hold up with that new hinge, hopefully. But that pretty much rounds things out. Hope this helped answer any questions you might have about whether it makes sense to transition from either of these phones. You now know I'm trading in both, and if I had the Fold 4, as I mentioned at the top of the video, I'd be trading that in too, most likely, or keeping it as a backup in this situation, because I actually think it's better to keep the Fold 4 as a backup for the $200 difference than keep this, obviously. $800 on this was an insta trade-in, so to speak. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button, and as usual, please feel free to subscribe, and please stay safe. Later.